How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Syracuse Aviation, and welcome back to another airport update of Detroit Metropolitan, Wayne County International Airport. Today is the May 2022 update for Detroit. First off, foremost, I apologize if I sound stuffy at all. I'm kind of coming down with a little bit of a cold. It's no big deal. It's just kind of annoying because it screws with my voice in the videos, obviously, so I apologize if anything sounds different or wacky. Second off, today's Detroit update is pretty big. I have most of my models in this update, so I apologize if there's any repeated destinations. There shouldn't be really a whole lot because there's been some resumptions and all of that at Detroit, which has been nice to see. So yeah, let's get started at the North Terminal. We'll start down here at the end with the Royal Jordanian 787-8. This aircraft arrived in from Amman via Montreal. Next to that, we have an Air Canada CRJ 900 filling in for a CRJ 200. This aircraft has arrived in from Toronto. Next up is a United 739 filling in for an A320 heading out to Houston. Now, as I mentioned, NG has announced the A320 family mold, so I'm hoping that they'll do United A319, A320. Currently, this route is operated on a A320 for the most part, it looks like, so hopefully that, remains, and hopefully NG will release an A320. If it changes, which it probably will, hopefully I'll have the right aircraft for it, but I'll see what I can do. Also, I have finally purchased a United CRJ 550 for a really good deal, so I'll go into more detail about that when it gets here, so keep your eye out for that. So United Fleet's definitely been built up a lot recently, and I'm hoping to continue that trend. Next up, we have two Spirit A320s, the one on the top in focus now, arrived in from Los Angeles, and the one on the bottom here arrived in from Orlando. Next up is an American CRJ 700, American Eagle more specifically, operated by, I think this aircraft is SkyWest. I don't know what it is in real life, or what this route is on in real life, but this one arrived in from Chicago O'Hare. Next to that is an Embraer 175 with enhanced winglets. This is on the turn-on flight to New York LaGuardia, and the 738 will be making a flight to Dallas. We got a JetBlue A320 heading out to New York JFK. We got a Heart Livery Southwest 737-700 heading out to St. Louis, and next to that another 700, this one in the Canyon Blue livery, and this one will head out to Chicago Midway. And next up we have the beautiful Freedom 1 737-800. The reason I threw this in today's update, not because it came to the airport, but because as today that I'm filming the update on is Memorial Day, so I hope you guys either had a good Memorial Day. I'm assuming this is probably coming out a day late or maybe 2 days late. I really cut it close with the end of the month this time, so I really didn't want to, but Detroit is just such a big airport to film. I honestly procrastinate a lot with it, but this allows me to get most of the stuff that has changed in the prior month. So, Freedom 1 here, 737-800, heading out to, Baltimore. And last but not least, for the North Terminal, or at least the aircraft that are currently at the North Terminal, we have one more taxiing in. Right here in front of us, the Alaska 739 on the return flight to Seattle. The last aircraft for the North Terminal operations today, we have a Frontier E320 with Sharklets. This is Griswold the Bear. This aircraft is currently arriving in from Las Vegas. Alright, getting started with the Concourse B action now. We have a CRJ 900 to start us off. This will head out to New York JFK. We got another CRJ 900 heading out to Green Bay. A CRJ 700 which will head out to Syracuse. And another CRJ 700 heading out to Rochester. CRJ 9 heading out to St. Louis. A CRJ 900 heading out to Providence. Another CRJ 900 heading out to Washington IAD. A CRJ 700 heading out to Albany. A CRJ 900 heading out to Lexington. And the last CRJ 900 will head out to Cincinnati. So getting into the Concourse A action now, we're going to start with this Delta Airlines Airbus A319. This aircraft will be heading out to Cleveland. The Delta A321 in the Thank You livery will head out to Phoenix Sky Harbor or Red River Aviation's airport. We got a Delta 739 heading out to Seattle. A Delta A321 heading out to LAX. A Generation 1 Delta 752 heading out to San Francisco. A Generation 2 Delta 75 heading out to Atlanta. We have a Delta 753, this will also head out to Atlanta. Delta A350-900 heading out to Nagoya. A Delta A350-900 heading out to Amsterdam. A Delta A330-300 heading out to Paris Charles de Gaulle. A Delta A350-900 heading out to Seoul. and our final Delta A350 heading out to Tokyo Haneda. We have a Delta 753 heading out to Las Vegas, a Delta 739 heading out to Palm Beach, a Delta 739 heading out to Baltimore, and another 739 heading out to Cancun, a 753 heading out to Miami, a Delta A321 heading out to Boston, a Delta 752 heading out to Minneapolis-St. Paul, a Delta 752 once again heading out to Fort Lauderdale, Delta 321 heading out to San Diego, another 321 heading out to Tampa, another A321 heading out to Denver, and then another 321 next to that heading out to Minneapolis, a Delta 753 heading out to Atlanta as well. I know there's like 2 other 75 flights to Atlanta, but there actually was quite a few at the time that I was looking at the schedule, so I figured I'd throw some of those in here. So yeah, a 753 heading out to Atlanta. Next up, we got an A321 heading out to Grand Rapids, a 717 heading out to Philadelphia, a Delta A319 heading out to Washington, D.C.A., a Delta 717-200 heading out to Raleigh-Durham or Citrus Aviation's airport. We got another A321, this one will head out to Las Vegas, and the final A321 next to that will head out to Portland. Then we got 2 739s here next to each other. The one in the front will head out to Windsor Locks, and the one next to that will head out to Salt Lake City. And the last aircraft for the update is this Generation 1 Delta 752 without winglets. This aircraft will be making a flight to Los Angeles. Alright, so that'll do it for the May 2022 Detroit airport update. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I apologize if this update wasn't really anything special. I would kind of agree with that statement if someone said it, honestly. There were some new models in here at the North Terminal that's looking a lot more full now, which is great to see. I didn't provide really a whole lot of information regarding the Delta flights, just because it was just kind of rushed, to be honest, and there wasn't really a whole lot to say aside from, I'll go into detail about this now. There has been a lot more A330-200s flying into Detroit. That was the main thing I was going to point out, but for some reason I didn't. So there have been a lot more A330-200s. I hope it stays that way. If it does, I would like to see NG release a Delta A330-200, because we've been seeing quite a few of those from various destinations, which has been really cool to see. So hopefully those stay here for a while and we can get some models in of those. That'll be really cool to represent. But yeah, aside from that, there really hasn't been a whole lot. A lot of the Florida destinations haven't been on 757s as of recent. Miami, I think, is probably the only exception on the 753 for a lot of the time. But other airports like Tampa, Orlando, Fort Myers, a lot of those are on 739s or A321s, which is pretty unfortunate because that means, although the A321 is very nice, it's just harder to find 757 routes, which are a really cool plane to have in airport updates. So it's been pretty difficult to find routes for these, so that's kind of unfortunate. I had all of my 75s in this update, but I had to actually pull a few of them out because I didn't want to repeat destinations. So it's mostly the 753s though, and there's only like 3 of them that I didn't use, I think. So that's, not horrible. So and just about every 752 made it in here except for the SkyTeam livery. So yeah, there's not really a whole lot else to say aside from all of that, so I hope you guys enjoyed this airport update. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave me a comment below. If you like the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.